So, I have a guilty pleasure, I call it. I love watching Chinese dramas, and the older when they are in like ancient times, in the dynasties and Song Dynasty and things like that, with the Han Fu dresses and the silk and the silk brocades and things like that. I am so happy. I'm so happy. And all of that love for those Chinese dramas, those period dramas, Pearl Girl, it inspired me to learn the language. And I was like, oh yeah, I can do this. And I was studying it. I was doing it. And I was like, oh yeah, let's learn how to do pinyin and other things. And I was like, I was very happy about it. And up till the point where I learned more about present day culture, and I'm concerned, especially in the entertainment industry. Like, one of, not my personal fave, but definitely up there. A lot of the actors in the Chinese state sponsored agencies, if something go they've had 7 deaths in like the past decade, and they're all, most of the majority, some of them are under mysterious circumstances, like not assassinations, but like they're brutalized. Like, there's a significant like gang mentality within that Chinese sponsored entertainment group. And it makes me upset, because it's like, who wouldn't be concerned that their favorite actors, if they decided to, I don't know, not renew their contract, would be at risk of being brutalized and murdered? And then, of course, because it's a state-sponsored group, they're going to cover it up as best they can. But unfortunately, with the very recent murder of Yu MengLong, I call him YML. What's funny is I call him YML, standing for You're My Love. Oh, because he's so charming. But he was so charming. May he rest in peace. It makes me really upset. Like, what was my guilty pleasure was my escape, my escape from reality, my escape from all my problems. Is now presently reminding me that it's not all that glitters is gold. Not all of these shiny, handsome, gorgeous artists and actors and actresses that are working in this, this industry in China are safe. They're not safe. They are effectively risking their lives. And a lot of I thought that, the power dynamic in those Chinese dramas, how some person gets leverage on another person, or is like, oh yeah, because of my relationship with so and so, you have to do exactly what I say. And what I say goes, and I'm a bully and I'm gonna bully you. I thought that was an exaggeration. I hoped it was an exaggeration, but it's not. It's not an exaggeration at all. I feel like Yu MengLong, because he only had his mother as his support, and not like a surviving father or a strong family name. I feel like he was targeted. That, and maybe his sexual orientation, maybe he wasn't straight, maybe he was gay. And of course, the contracts that they signed, it's like a 10-year, 12-year contract, and it has an auto renewal clause, which is so unfair to them, unfair to the actors and actresses. So of course, because this entertainment group, this agency has been getting away with doing some really shady things in the background without much oversight and course correction, like how many of their up and coming actors and actresses mysteriously died, and the circumstances are just completely shady. 7 people? That's a lot. I'm wondering how much the Chinese government and the people of China, of course they all protested. People of China protested, but I'm wondering how many actors and actresses is the Chinese government willing to sacrifice, I mean, to this bully agency before they put their foot down. That's a lot of death, you know? That's a considerable amount of death. How many of your favorite stars and actresses that you have in media that you put in for the world to see, like the TV shows that Yu MengLong was on and is on Netflix and is available in the US for people like me to consume, and for me to watch, and then let the agency heads and management group itself like act without any discretion. Like they've misbehaved so long that there's recordings on the internet of Yu MengLong screaming for his life, and they've gotten so bad that their murders, the act of murdering someone, they have gotten cocky and they've gotten sloppy, like leaving the window open and for blocks upon blocks so you can hear a person screaming for their life and crying for their life. He was tortured to death, basically brutalized, and I don't see where I have not heard nor have I seen the Chinese government saying that they arrested actors and actresses that were involved, and managers and his personal manager that was involved, because some of them were. There's got to be some punishment for them. It's like, I know that you're not so eager to replace or throw away people, but you have plenty of talent in China where you don't need to be so dependent upon people who are corrupt and have very little moral compass to say that, why are you torturing him for a USB drive? You don't even know what's on it. You're wasting your time. Like, you need to leave him alone. Let him go. Unless you're committing a crime yourself, you have no there's no reason for you to be harassing and pursuing him in this way. I have questions. I have concerns. I have a feeling they were going to kill him for a while. I feel as though that they were most likely trafficking him by all of them, and or physically abusing him or intimidating him. Yeah. I have a strong instinct to say that occurred just by how reactive he is, to, and how much he flinched and he would like react, shrink away quickly whenever his manager was around. I feel as though he was abusing him on a regular basis. And not in a consensual manner, if there's such a thing. So, of course, they arrested someone and said that he was personally responsible for the murder. But what about the torture? What about all those people involved? What about all 17, the other 16 people involved? The other 11 people that were taking turns torturing him? What about them? 11 sounds like a lot. I know. And of course, they're who they have relationships with, who their family members are, might be a concern. But there's a thing that you have to say, like, you want to protect your family, but you also have to protect your losses. Like, if my brother killed someone by accident, I'd be like, okay, let's I'm gonna try and be there for you and support you. But there's been 7 deaths. 7 deaths. The people involved may not have all been personally responsible for those other 6 people dying. Like, they might have not have been there at the site of the death, or, or took part in the bullying and abuse. But the silence, they should be punished for their silence, because there is police in China. Calling the police in the middle of the night is completely appropriate. There has to be some sort of justice. It's like hearing a man screaming for so long for help, or basically screaming for help and trying to escape from the torture and abuse of those people. It really concerns me. And then there's no no police arrest in the middle of the night. Nobody saying nobody rolling up with the police sirens and ambulance and things like that, coming to rescue or stop the commotion. I bet you but it's supposed to be wealthy people's villas at that. Those neighborhoods are supposed to have security and are supposed to be protected. And not just personal security run by the companies and or people who maintain the villas, but have police come through as well. That should be available to them. So it makes perfect sense for all of them, for a significant amount of those residents to be selling their homes, suddenly selling their homes on the market, because they wouldn't feel safe knowing that somebody got murdered and thrown out their window twice. tortured and murdered and thrown out their window twice, like, I would not feel safe. Just hearing that screaming continuously. There's no way they didn't call any kind of police or the management group, and they're like, oh, just ignore it. Ignore what? How can you ignore those blood-curdling screams? And then on top of it, it killed the man's dog. Where's the international community's outrage? I know I would go John Wick on those evil people. Okay? Isn't that the whole premise? You don't torture innocent people and then or torture animals on top of it. Torture and kill animals, innocent animals. I would be fed up. I would be completely fed up. But anyways, thank you for paying attention to my heart-to-heart moment and my expression of fan love for Yu MengLong, and I pray that his mom and family members are safe and not being pressured into silence, and that their fellow actors and actresses who are not personally responsible for his abuse and or torture could find some peace and solace and get the justice that they deserve. Anyways. Rest in peace. That poor man. It made me cry, it made me sad, it made me angry. Just seeing and watching and hearing and reading about what happened to him. I hope that other people experiencing those same emotions can rally with me, rally with the Chinese people, and pressure the government to do something about it. You have a serial killer on your hands. Do something. Do something. All right, bye-bye.